2020 is the year for good expansions or sequel board games. Top 10 coming up.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today we are going to share you not our top 10 because we made another video, by the way. You can check the link in the description below for our top 10 game. But this is the top 10 of the sequel-ish type game / expansion.
Yes.
So we're just gonna go straight to it. But again, this is obviously subjective. This is also the expansion or the games that we play. They are, it's impossible to play every single games out there this year. And here's our list. So
And we may have at some point done paid content on some of these games as well, but this is
disclaimer.
This is our pure opinion based on the year.
Correct. So I'm gonna mention it without in no particular order.
Yes.
So the first one is Wingspan Oceania. I really like this expansion because it brings even, the better feeling when I play Wingspan. It's not as tight, a friendlier game, I guess. I think I like that in general in expansion to make it a little bit friendlier, where I get sometimes frustrated on the base game where it's really hard to get certain things.
Yeah, this one does make it a little bit friendlier because it introduces a wild resource. I'm actually different to you on that. I often like games when they're a little bit tighter. Yes. So some of the new mechanics actually I don't love as much.
But the Australian birds.
Yes, I do really enjoy seeing all the Australian birds because we have some very, very beautiful birds in this country, and I have enjoyed seeing them immortalised in Wingspan cards.
Very good. And the second one, and number 2, again, no particular order. Tiny Town's Fortune. Yep. So Tiny Town is one of the games that when we first play it, it's so brutal. I got probably, if not negative point, is almost hardly any points. I wasn't too sure what I was doing. After that, I get better. But then the Fortune expansion brings a friendly thing to it where you can, utilize the coins to help you in this putting the shape, because I'm not really that good again. I enjoy it, but I'm not that good in general in a special rotation. So the Fortune is for me is a really good addition to try to help me. I'm like, oh shoot, I shouldn't done it, but then there's coins that I can spend for that.
And if you're not keen on the Fortune expansion, there's also the Villagers expansion, which is probably my preferred one for Tiny Towns out of the two for this year. It's similar. It's another way of making the game less tight. It adds a new mechanic with moving some little figures around the board, and they can be cashed in for different bonuses.
That's just really good. Actually, yeah, either of those two, because you've got that, I've got this, so we just combine into one.
Yes.
Next one is Jahja the expansion. So this gives you an option to do something else other than got stuck with bad choices in the middle grid. Simple as that.
Yes, it adds water, which can be more freely used as a wild resource, and it adds extra actions. Makes the game less tight, which comes back once again. I probably do prefer the game a little bit tighter, so we do differ on that one. But yeah, it's certainly. It's one of those. I feel like Jahja's one of those sleeper games that only gamers feel like they know about, and this adds a nice new dimension to that game.
So it wasn't actually released in 2020, but the English version is, I believe, it's 2020. So it was out in German for a while, and then we just got the English version recently. Yes. Next one, which is number 4, is Zombie Teens Evolution. So
yes.
There's Zombie Kids Evolution, which I've only played a little bit, but
and I haven't played.
You haven't played, compare. Yeah. So I want to play it maybe just a couple of times. So I believe, this is probably the next step, just a touch, next step up to that. And it is, it is just such good cooperative game. Simple, quick, fun, easy in and out, achievement unlocked. So check that out.
Yeah, we talk about this a little bit in our other video. It's nice. It is a very, very quick co-op, but not without sacrificing the fun of playing a co-op. I think it's very good achievement.
So the next one, which is number 5, I'm looking at my list there. Cat Lady Box of Treats. So this is, I like Cat Lady. It's a nice, simple drafting game that is very elegant. And the Box of Treats has got this shared objective. That's like, wow, that's different. It's almost like we talk about it in other videos as well. It's almost like, what is that? Between two cities.
It adds a... It's something quite innovative I haven't really seen before. It adds a between two cities style of shared cooperative objective that you're trying to work on while building up the rest of your... Sorry, you're trying to work on with your partner while trying to build up your own tableau.
We discovered Cat Lady not when it was the year it was released. We actually just played this year. We can't make it top 10. But, the expansion actually does bring... That's the only thing that the expansion brings. Expansion brings the solo and more player, different type of cards. The treats card that helps you with negative points for the cats that you can feed.
Yeah, the different cards add some extra flexibility. They don't change the game terribly much, but the shared objectives is a very, very nice little feature.
Indeed. So, next one, which is number 6... is the Raiders of Scythia now. This is in this category because it's technically it's not completely reskin, but retheme of
Raiders of the North Sea.
Yes. So slightly different. They're kind of like I don't know. Is it fair? I say fixes some of the issues that the previous one has.
I think it does. I see it as it is to Raiders of the North Sea what Through the Ages A New Story of Civilization was to Through the Ages A Story of Civilization. What Feast for Odin Norwegians, although that one's packaged as an expansion, that's essentially it's a version 2.0 patch. And it doesn't make any huge changes other than the art, which is completely different. But it tweaks a couple of things that weren't quite perfect about North Sea and just makes them that little bit better.
That's it. And the next one is we have number 7, the Castles of Tuscany. This is a much simpler version, a more gateway version of the Castles of Burgundy, where Castles of Burgundy have got maybe different, might be 15, 16 different types of building bonuses. Well, this has got about, what's that, 8? Yeah, there you go. So it's really nice, simple, quick game. Castle of Tuscany is in this list.
Yeah, it plays a lot more quickly than Castles of Burgundy, and it's funny. It's I'll often say that it kind of mixes Ticket to Ride card play mechanic with Castles of Burgundy, and it almost feels outdated because it does that, because you don't really see the Ticket to Ride mechanic in many serious games these days, and I don't mean that in a bad way, and I also don't think it's a bad thing. It's actually a very nice mechanic if you're looking for a quick, simple game or a gateway. I mean, we played Turn and Taxis the other day. That sort of has that same thing, and it's a nice way where you've got your little bit of luck and the cards you're trying to get, but it works as a game that it's a nice way of throwing randomness into a game. So
that's true.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice way of bringing Castles of Burgundy to a broader audience.
Simpler one, and the engine build part. Anyway, it's so good. So next one we have is Chronicles of Crime 1400. So you might not familiar with Chronicles of Crime. This is the 1400 series where it's basically similar, but you have different like clue cards, like a vision card, and it's set in different era, obviously 1400, and you're an investigator, you're investigating, crimes, murders, and such. It's a really neat game. It plays solo as well. It plays multiplayer. I really enjoy it. I played it a few times. I probably enjoyed it more than you.
Yeah. Is it bringing new mechanics to the game, or more a new setting and a new set of stories?
New settings and then new stories, and also the mechanics of the vision. So that's kind of like extra clue to. Right. And the other one is the other two that is coming out of 2400 and I think it was, what's the other one, 1900 or something, that actually has got more mechanics, like the escape room style. I can't wait to try that.
And I know they've done different mechanics in Red View and Noir as well.
Oh, did they?
So
okay, I haven't actually
got
to that.
Little tweaks.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. So the next one we have... Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming Mars Turmoil.
We received that in 2020. So yes, Terraforming Mars is one of the games that we play a lot of, and we keep introducing this to our board gaming friends that have not played it yet, and then they usually enjoy it.
Yeah, so we've played Turmoil once. It did go for a longer game. It was a very different way of thinking. It added a newer element to the game than anything else has. I know a lot of people have described it as making it more
less solitaire.
Yeah, making it a little more Euro interactive. I don't know if that's strictly true or not. It is another thing you've got to keep track of. But for this game where there is so much going on, it's nice having this extra thing to focus on and these extra sort of objectives. And I mean, anything new into Terraforming Mars, can't go
probably
wrong.
Probably good down there, including the double layer board now.
That yes, it also brought some nice component upgrades.
And next one is...
And the last
one is Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Since it's spy the era. What's the era? Kind of like
Cold War era.
Cold War era. Carmen Sandiego. It's nice artwork. We get to create our own. I'm just trying to think that which one I should say that is not a spoiler. We get to create. You can see the stickers when you open the box. So you get to create your characters in your passport. Yep. It's got the scratches on the passport. It's slightly different ways of Pandemic. This introduce maybe a couple of new mechanics as well.
Yeah, it's a nice different spin on the original Pandemic instead of, and this is all first scenario stuff as well. We've only played it. We haven't got that far into it yet. Mm-hmm. But you've got, instead of 4 different diseases, you've just got one group of spies, and the spies can be in Soviet or neutral or friendly countries, and you need to manage that number of spies, and then you send, instead of solving things directly, you create safe houses, and then you send these mobile teams out who go solving things. So it is, it's a nice new spin on classic Pandemic, and they keep doing what they do with these good Legacy series. It's just a game that works really well in Legacy.
Yeah, and we play 2 players usually, but using 4 characters.
Yes.
Because we like to do it that way for some reason. So that is it, our top 10 kind of like sequel/expansion of 2020 that we like. What is yours? Write in the comment sections below. Or maybe you can suggest things to us, the things that we missed, the things that we probably didn't get to play this year. Maybe hopefully we'll play it next year. And we also have the top 10 game of 2020 in another video. I'll link it in the description. We also have the top 10 stocking fillers as well as an idea if you need some.
Yeah, not strictly from this year, but yes, in general.
Yes. And so that is it. If you find this video useful, if you could please hit that like button, that would help us a lot. And subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. I'm also on social media like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Hopefully we can chat there as well. And hopefully we'll see you in our next videos. Bye!